על דבר שלא צעק. This is the story of Neta Gorelick, this Diburei Emuna, חלק ג', דף חס. It's a story of a heilige Bocher Neta Gorelick, or Gorlick. The Bocher Neta Gorlick was a big Yerushalayim in Ovid Hashem. From the day that he understood himself, you know, what he is, where he is in the world, that's it. He was born in Minsk. When he was young, he came to us in Oman. And from that time, he lived his life amongst the Oivdim, Oivdi Hashem in Oman, the Anosh. And the time came, because he was so strong in Avodas Hashem, the Russisch, the Memshala, the government, they sent him for 3 years in Siberia. There's a Gehenim Shel Shelek, there's a purgatory of ice. When Rebnota came to Sibir, for some reason, the power at be in the camp, the commanders in the camp, they liked him. So they decided they're going to put him, during the time he was in Siberia, in a brask, in a machsan, a cellar, that this is where the main furnace was. And his job was to feed the furnace. That was his job. So to get this job, obviously, was a special, a special privilege. You are in a warm environment in frozen Siberia, and because the commanders liked him, this is where they put him. And however, there was a problem involved in that. At the same place, they also put a girl who was a daughter of a galach, of a priest. And this daughter had to be with her for 3 years.
Just him?
Neta Gorlick had to be with her for 3 years, away from his family, away from anybody known. In a regular situation, being in a place like this is a big schus. Any inmate in Siberia would cut off his right arm, to get such a job. But nevertheless, being there was such a hard nisayon, and it was unbelievably bitter especially for a Bachar that was so Yerushalayim like Rav Natan. And it's to stay there for 3 years. So what did he do? This Bachar that already tasted from the time of Rabbeinu, he already knew the secret of davening, of crying to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. He would go out from the hours before the morning. He would go to the forest, and he would cry and shout to HaKadosh Baruch Hu from the bottom of his heart. That's the tefillah of a kosher Bachar Yerushalayim. Ribono Shel Olam, if chas v'chalila I cannot withstand the nisayon, I'm going to pass the stairs. If I'm not going to remain pure the way that I am before, I don't want to live. I'm asking you, please take my neshama right here and now. Kill me now. This tefillah he repeated tens and hundreds of times. And koilas above his koyach, until his heart was almost platzing from the force that he put into it. As the heart sich upreißen, so let my heart rip. He says, I'd rather have that than overcome the Ratzon of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu helped him, and he stayed in that place 3 years, withstanding the nisayon perfectly, and went out pure and clean. When his time was to be released from Siberia, all the prisoners and the people made him like a farewell party, kind of like he's going away. So the daughter of the priest said with great distraction, she said, if there is anybody, if there's a bocher in this world that is pure, it's this one. The Goethe, the Shiksa was said about him. And it says, and these things she said before everybody. And he says, it was Kiddush Hashem, it was Gewaltig Kiddush Hashem. He says, what shall I tell you? He says, I'm not telling you stories from yesteryears, Yosef Tzaddik, I'm not telling you stories, that happened. I'm telling you somebody that happened in our eyes. I knew this Bocher. I knew Neta Golik from the years after he came back. And he said, if I wouldn't have known, and he told me, he says, if I didn't know from Rabbeinu, I would never be able to stand this Nisayon. He says, I was saved by the fact that I was at night in the place of this barak, this barracks, the machsan, working on stoking the furnace. But during the day, I was between the woods of the forest in unbelievable freezing temperatures, screaming to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I was tearing my heart out, crying. I was willing to die right then and there. What good is living if I'm going to be separated from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, even a hair? He says, I screamed without any reservations, without any tzimtzum, without any, just all the way. I didn't care what will happen, if I'll die, if I'll fall down, I'll die, I don't care. My weak body won't be able to take it, I don't care. Because any which way, if I'm not able to withstand it, my life is nishkan life. If I can chas v'chalila, if I'm not able to if I'm separated from Kodesh Baruch Hu, even a marshal, I want to tell you something that I thought. We'll put it into this. Oh, I didn't even.
I didn't turn it on?
Did turn it on. All right.